What up, everybody? Welcome to Magic Mike and the Swag. We got Magic Mike and the Swag, and we're continuing our series on, we're breaking down every NBA team, and we're taking the best player who ever played, best player at each position. So the best point guard to ever play for him, the best shooting guard, so on. And we're adding a sixth man just to round out the roster. So today you are in luck because we are going to talk about the Chicago
Bulls.
Right? Chicago Bulls, we're breaking it down. We're just going to jump right into it. So,
all right. D Rose, best point guard.
MVP, youngest MVP ever.
Yep.
If he wasn't so sporadic in the way he played, he probably would have messed up his knees. But when those knees were working,
fantastic player.
Man, he was just doing work.
Explosive.
Dunking on people. Crazy. Super exciting. Really just sparked that city. When after Jordan left, they didn't really have a whole lot of hope. They just kept drafting point guard after point guard after point guard after point guard, and none of them really panned out until Derrick Rose got there, and then they kind of had a nice little run for a bit. So, unanimously,
absolutely,
we decide Derrick Rose is our guy. Two guard.
We're gonna not even talk about it.
MJ.
We know.
MJ.
Everybody
MJ's
knows.
The greatest. I want to talk about it a little bit.
Let's do it.
He's the greatest of all time.
I feel like there's not anything that needs to be said about it.
Would you say that you're speechless?
I'm speechless. I'm shocked that you chose him as the number 2, to be honest.
Yeah.
You know, I just don't. No, I'm just kidding. I'm kidding.
Killing me, man.
He is the best player of all time.
Jordan.
He is the best player. He is the best player across any position.
Mm-hmm.
He's the best player across any team. He is hands down 100% the best number 2, Chicago Bulls history, NBA history.
Jordan is so good that he has his jersey retired for teams that he hasn't even played for before. There are teams in the NBA who have retired the number 23 for him.
What teams? Do you actually know?
I don't know.
I actually did not know that. That is crazy.
Isn't that crazy?
That's ultimate respect.
Yeah.
You know what would be crazy? Which I know they didn't, but the Lakers had retired his jersey.
The Lakers had?
If they had. They didn't because
they're just too good. Yeah. But anyway, we'll put how which teams retired his jersey in the description. I don't know off the top of my head, but they did. He was that good, right? No other players doing that. All right, so we're moving right along to our small forward. Sticking with that whole theme of the 90s, you win 6 titles. You belong on this list. I don't care if you're considered Robin. If Jordan is on your team and you're the second best player on the team, there's no shame in that. And Scottie Pippen, you are our small forward.
Robin to the Batman.
Right? Point forward. Guy was a stud. There's a lot of haters on him, but go look up the Scottie Pippen mix. You will not be, you won't be let down. This guy could hoop. Mm-hmm. And even after Jordan retired the second time, Pippen was doing work. Mm-hmm. When Jordan retired the first time, Pippen was doing work. He was that year Jordan was gone. Pippen was the MVP of the All-Star game. So everyone's like, oh, he wasn't that good. He was not only was he good enough to make the All-Star team the year Jordan was there, he was the MVP of the All-Star game, which was crazy, right? And then after Jordan retired again, he went on to do work with the Rockets and then doing work with Portland Trail Blazers. Mm-hmm. Pippen was just a stud, right?
Could you say he's a little bit of a dirty player? Because some of the mixes I see, it seems like he's on top of people, he's shoving people down. Now, I know the 90s basketball was a little more aggressive, you know, and a lot of people talk about throwing it back to the 90s and actually being able to touch point guards.
All right, here's the deal. He was cut from a different cloth. He was playing in a different era. The NBA is super soft now, so if like today's level of dirt, yeah, absolutely. But not in a bad way. It wasn't like Bill Laimbeer where he was just like taking people out for the sake of like trying to kill people out there. He was a smart, savvy player who knew veteran tricks. Here's a story about Scottie Pippen though. So he's playing with the Trailblazers, kind of towards the end of his career, and Kobe is they're playing the Lakers. Mm-hmm. Kobe comes out, young, flashy Kobe. Kobe had a broken rib. That's what it was.
Okay.
He had a broken rib, but he was going to play on it. He was going to be heroic. Well, they asked Pippen about it, right? Before the game, Pippen goes up, defends his boy Jordan, says, Kobe's just trying to be like Jordan. He wishes he ain't on his level, blah, 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 blah. So, anyway, they're playing, and Kobe doesn't look like he's got a broken rib, right? He's hooping, right? So later, third quarter, Kobe gets a breakaway. It's him versus Pippen, and at this point, Pippen's old. Kobe's going to beat him out on this, right? But Pippen's in front of him. So what does he decide to do? He doesn't go for the ball. He slaps Kobe's rib. Kobe's still going like super strong, and at this point, he's pretty much past Pippen. Pippen turns around and slaps his other rib, right? Slapped him up on both sides because he thought Kobe was talking, making all this up. Kobe goes up, dunks it. It's like, ah! And everybody's like, oh! And then all of a sudden he's like, ah! And all his ribs, but he didn't really have hurt ribs. He was just, he I don't know. He
big man.
Anyway, I just thought that was cool. Pippen called him out, and then when he had his chance, he slapped both ribs to just check it out for himself. And then Kobe still, maybe it was adrenaline, who knows? But I thought that was like a dirty play. That was kind of dope though, because it's like, oh, he made his point, you know. Anyway, moving on to our power forward. This one was kind of tough, right? Because in the 90s, the Bulls had two separate sets of three-peats, right? And they had one power forward in Horace Grant holding down that first stint, right? Who was just this good, gritty, defensive backup to Jordan and Pippen, who could kind of jump out and hit that mid-range shot. Real savvy guy. But then there was their second stint with Dennis Rodman. And it wasn't like Rodman when he was at his best, but he was still doing work. There was one season where he averaged like 17. There was multiple seasons where he averaged like 17 rebounds. But with the Bulls, he was still rebounding like a machine. And he could do more things, but he didn't have to. And that was his thing. He's like, I'm just going to go play defense and get rebounds. But there were games. There was one play, I think it was like on his birthday, where he gets it at the 3-point line. Rodman never gets it at the 3-point line. He looks around. It's his birthday. He's like, fuck it, shoots the three, hits it, and just starts walking back like this. Everyone's going crazy. Next play down, he gets it, shoots another three, swishes the next three, starts walking back like this. Everyone's going crazy. Third play down, he's on the side. Shoots another three. They call him out of bounds. Hits the other three. He doesn't care. He's going crazy. Hit 3 threes in a row effortlessly. It's like, man, this guy could have, like, who knows how good of a scorer he could have been, Rodman was a stud. He's their best power forward. We're moving right on in to center, right? Center, I've got Artis Gilmore as our starting five for the Chicago Bulls. And this is a little bit older for some of you younger fans, but I'm going to read off some stats for you. He played 7 seasons with the Bulls, and he averaged 19 points a game. Not only did he average 19 points a game, he got 11 rebounds, 2.5 assists, 2.5 blocks, half a steal. But, get 20 and 11, pretty good for a team that doesn't historically have a whole lot of, amazing bigs that score a lot of points and get rebounds and stuff. So, Artis Gilmore, he's holding down the center spot. Who's our sixth man?
Are we saying Bob Love?
I'm saying Bob Love.
All right.
Do you have stats, or do I have his stats?
So Bob Love is another big. Now, in that time, in the era he played, he was 6'8". That's a big at that era. Dude's averaging 19.4 points, 6.3 rebounds. His jersey's retired by the Bulls. He can finish.
You're right. Another old timer. So we're rounding out the roster. We got some old players. We got some new players, and Derrick Rose, and we've got just we got the greatest of all time holding down the nucleus. So there you have it. That is our little breakdown of the Chicago Bulls. Their greatest players. They're starting 5 and they're 6 man. So anyway, if you like this video, hit the like button. If you didn't like it, hit the dislike button. We'll take the engagement. And please subscribe. Hit that little bell in the corner so you're notified for the next installment of this series. So until next episode, we'll see you then. Peace.